Hi, my name is Madison Pogue, and this is my informative speech on mental health in athletes. Personally, as an athlete, I feel like this topic is not talked about enough, so I thought I'd shed some light on it today. I wanted to start off by first saying that this is not a sport-to-sport related thing. It is very much based on each individual person and how they function mentally. So how chemicals kind of react in their brain versus, oh, I play softball, so I'm going to be 10 times more likely than a soccer player to be depressed. So saying that, we're brought to depression. So depression is, if you put it simply, being in an extreme sad state. So some symptoms would include being sad, losing interest in a lot of things that you like to do or even love to do, and then having really bad mental thoughts about yourself and sometimes even about other people. So what does it look like in an athlete? This would be, for example, if you know an athlete who is usually so excited to go to practice or always talking about that it's game day, and then all of a sudden that is not even a thing, not even an interest to them anymore. They kind of are sluggish and they don't really want to ever go do their sport. That is a good sign that they may be struggling with depression related to their sport. Next up is anxiety. So anxiety is whenever people worry about certain instances or outcomes, anything like that. So usually when it comes to athletes, it's performance-based. And this basically means that they are very worried. They have like a fear that they are going to not be able to live up to the standard that they've made for themselves, or even a fear that, they can't perform how they know they can perform. This could be at tryouts, a game, a practice, anything like that. So, for example, someone with performance-based anxiety, they will get super worked up when it comes to if there's a super important game. They will kind of disconnect during a school day and they will just be in their head thinking, I need to do this. I hope that I can do this. And they just kind of worry before the game that, I won't be able to get my numbers that I usually do, et cetera, et cetera. So some things that come along with being anxious or having anxiety is that you worry, that you have a fear of disappointing or just a fear of something bad happening. And then another thing is hard time concentrating. So again, at school, kind of disattach from kind of everything that's going on and just kind of really being in their head and focusing on what if I do really bad. The next mental health issue is OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. This is something that people probably are like, whoa, that's something that affects athletes. Yes, it affects athletes because there's certain ways that some people will show that they have OCD. This usually, or at least most times, aren't as severe as depression and anxiety in athletes, but it's just kind of their routines before, during, and after a game. Some people may have to listen to three specific songs at a certain time before the game, and have like kind of a routine, or else just mentally they feel like something's going to go wrong if they don't do this. Personally, I have this with softball. If I don't warm up hitting a certain way, and if I don't stretch a certain way before a game, then I just feel like I'll do terrible. So I personally know how this feels, and it's not too terrible, but it's definitely something that is always on the back of my mind. And then the last mental illness is ADHD. This is a hyperactivity disorder. So this is a lot to do with focusing. So this often affects athletes because if they have to learn a new play or watch film in order to play a game, like a very important game, it's very hard for them to focus and kind of understand and learn and really absorb everything that's going on. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I kind of hope this informed some of you guys on some things that you didn't really know was happening with athletes.